So that's today's question is, what do you tap on when things are going right? That this may sound like a strange idea, but I found myself doing that the other day. I was doing, I launched this new project called The Quest for the Enchantress, and I had a Zoom call on Friday night for the online launch, and there were 20 women there, and 20 people there, not only women, and from all over the world. And afterwards, and it went really well, afterwards I was not only completely drained, but strangely convinced that things hadn't gone well. And I thought to myself, what's going on here? So I started doing some tapping, obviously, because I always do. And I discovered that I'm not terribly good at accepting that things are going well. Because, well, there's different reasons. Sometimes it's because I'm superstitious. I don't want to say things are going well because, that might be bad luck. Sometimes it's because I don't want to sound pretentious or that I fancy myself. And also, I discovered something else, which is that there was a belief in me, and I'm not sure where that belief comes from, that I can't cope with things going well. My body, my energy body, cannot cope with it, can't process it, and becomes overwhelmed. I don't know what this belief comes from, but it was a very interesting belief. So I did some tapping on that, of course. So I thought today we would tap on something, on this business of what do you do when things go well? Because I don't know about you, but I find that very often I'll sabotage myself. Something will go well, and I'll go, yeah, right, okay, and then I'll never do it again. I mean, I know people who do that too. Or I will say, well, it's all right. When it went really well, but no, I won't have it. I won't say it. I will no, it's all right. And I don't get the joy out of it. And I feel overwhelmed by it. So I'm inviting you to think for 1 minute about the last time you felt something had gone really well. And did you enjoy it? Did you celebrate it? Or did you do something else? And that is, of course, the something else. So that I'm interested in. So I want you to think about that, for a minute, about when things go well, what do you do? Do you celebrate yourself? Do you kind of take it in and then possibly do things even better? Or do you do something else? And if you do something else and not celebrate yourself and celebrate doing things even better, this is what you are going to be working with. So we shall tap on the side of the hand and we are going to say, even though when things go really, really well in my life, I find fill in the blank. What do you find? So in my cases, I find myself criticizing myself. I accept this is where I'm at right now. And even though when things go really well, I often refuse to celebrate. And I accept this is where I'm at right now. And even though when things are going really well, I somehow don't seem to be able to enjoy it. I don't seem to be able to fill in the blanks. And there's a voice in my head that says, what does the voice in your head say? When things are going really well, does it say, well done, congratulations, carry on, or does it say something else? And if it says something else, fill in the blanks. So with me, it would be something on the lines of, who do you think you are? Obviously, it didn't go well. What are you talking about? And there's this sort of really cutting edge to that voice. It's not very pleasant. And I accept this is where I'm at right now. This is what is happening to me when things go really well. And then we tap. So we tap, take the old glasses off, and we tap on the corner of the eye. Things going really well. And how does it feel? What are the objections to things going really well? And I want you to as a shortcut, just that these objections, these thoughts, and you just focus on these thoughts, these feelings. When things are going really well, what do you do? Things are going really well. I tell myself that I'm exaggerating, for example. Or when things are going really well, I tell myself that they won't last. For example, that's what comes to my mind. When things are going really well, just fill in the blanks. And then let's do another round for luck. So when things are really well, going really well, see whether anything else comes to mind. I can't enjoy it. When things go really, really well, I can't fill in the blanks. What can't you do? What can't you feel? What happens? When something is going really well, I don't trust it, possibly, and I accept myself, yes, with that. And I don't know why this has happened to me, and I wonder what it would be like. Okay, so now, hopefully you have found something that you want to focus on. So if it's a belief or it's a feeling, whatever it is, just on a 0 to 10, you know the rules. Think to yourself, how strong is it? And I hope you're not driving. I forgot to say the bit about you're not driving, but frankly, if you're driving, then I think you're insane. So no, you're not driving, I hope, and trust. So what is it that you do when things are really going really well? Okay, that you found out, and how strong is it? How strong is the pull to say it was all right? That's my thing then. And then, what would you like to do instead? Okay, so have a think about that. What would you like to do instead? So instead of saying to yourself, oh, it was a one-off or whatever, what would you rather like to say to yourself? And if you don't know, let's do some tapping on that. So even though when things are going really well, usually I say, fill in the blanks, but I think it would be much nicer if I said, I don't know, well done, or if I said, that was really enjoyable, I really enjoyed myself, it was fun, it was good, I was good, I accept myself. And that the very idea of me saying to myself, that was a really good job, well done, I feel I can't do it, I don't know how to do it. What would it be like? I love and accept myself anyway. And even though I really don't know how else to be when something goes right, but to be negative about it, somehow find a way to be negative about it, I accept myself. And I would like to explore saying something else, doing something else. So that instead of feeling a bit meh after an event or whatever it is that I've really quite been successful at, I'm able to enjoy the feeling of being quite good at something. And I accept myself. So now we're going to think about that, and we're going to alternate the tapping. So it goes something like this feeling of, or whatever it is, when I've done something right or something well. And then replace on the other side of the eye, you're going to replace it with what would you like to be able to say or do when things really well. I wish I could say, well done, I enjoyed this. But the voice of reason is speaking here and saying, oh, well, you know, what does the voice of reason say? The negative voice say, just give it a voice. And then the part of you that's saying, hold on a minute, I want to be able to enjoy this. What does it say? So it's a dialogue between two opposing voices. So what does that voice say? Oh, come on, give me a break. I worked really hard for this, for example. And then voice of reason, the critical voice. Well, what does it say to that? I mean, my critical voice in this instance is going, yeah, I suppose you did, reluctantly. Yeah, you're right, you did work really hard, and plenty of people did turn up from all over the world, and see, the dismissive tone. And the positive voice of me who wants to enjoy this, like, well, excuse me, did you just say people from all over the world came? What are you talking about? Ah, yes, but... And the voice in my head is going, yeah, but there was nobody from Africa, or Japan, or China. And I swear to God, this is what my internal voice is saying. Going to carry on the dialogue. And that other part of me that would like to enjoy herself and have a nice, and enjoy the actual feel of it, you say, well, give me a break again, Yeah, because there were people from Canada, the USA, I don't know, Mexico, India, can you believe it? England, Ireland. Yeah, it was extraordinary. Oh, the voice, the cold and pleasant voice, and you're boasting now. Look at you boasting. And the voice says, well, yeah, I am. So what? Boasting is not a bad thing. Ah, that's an interesting thought. And the nasty voice in my head is going, she's stumped actually. She's like, oh, I don't know, why is boasting a bad thing? I can't remember. So the other voice is going, well, I wasn't actually boasting, I was telling the truth. This is what happened. To put a sock in it. The negative voice is now completely perplexed and is saying, oh, well, I suppose it is true. You're not boasting at all. You're not. Now, I want you to stop a minute and I want you to think about what has just happened. So what we had is, we have this, which is quite an interesting idea, is to take two opposite of one situation. And the really negative voices, and then a positive voice. And we're not very familiar with the positive voice, obviously, but the negative voice we're great friends with, and get them to talk to each other. And what's just happened is that the positive voice was like, well, no, I'm not actually boasting. It's true. This really happened. And the negative voice had no leg to stand on. If a voice had a leg, which it probably doesn't. But the negative feelings had nothing to stand on. There's nothing. Because it was true. And actually thinking about it now, when I'm thinking about the event and how it went, I'm not hearing any negative talk. Because it's true. It went well. What do you want me to do about it? So, I'm tapping on the side of the hand again and I'm saying, even though it did go really well, and I am not the sort of person that's going to jump around and open bottles of champagne and be thrilled to bits, and no, I'm going to be the sort of person, because you have to do it your way, okay? So it isn't everybody's way, it isn't whatever, just your way. Every time, do it your way. So how would you like to celebrate when something goes well? How would you like to be happy? Smile, maybe? So I'm thinking, I would like to take it in, not push it away, and let it into my system. So even though things went really well last Friday, I accept that. And I want you to think that the last time something went really well, I'm hoping you are about to say the same thing. The last time something went really well, I remember the feeling and I'm going to accept it. I'm going to take it in, I'm going to allow it in my system, and I'm going to enjoy that feeling of something went really well. And it's okay. Without negative voices, without any other complication. It was lovely. And I accept this is where I'm at right now. Right now, I can do this. And then I want you to tap and think to yourself, okay, what would I like to say to myself? Something went right and it was really nice. And you hear my shoulders shrugged. It's simple. It was really nice. I enjoyed it. It felt nice. It doesn't have to be hugely mind-boggling. It felt really nice. I enjoyed it. And I accept myself. And finish with that. I accept myself right now, having enjoyed it, thinking it was really nice. And I hope you've enjoyed this session, and I shall see you next Wednesday for whatever, I don't know what I would be doing, something will come up. And I'm sending you so much love. Keep tapping.